What's scarier, running out of money or running out of time? For so many women I talk to, the biggest fear isn't the stock market or even taxes. It's outliving your savings, living longer than your money. And if you've ever thought about that, you're not alone. I'm Caitlin Sester, co-founder of the Retirement Co. I've spent my entire career helping people accomplish their goals. And today, I want to help people just like you figure out how to make your money last. And I'll tell you, this isn't about being a finance expert. It's about being prepared. Because we know retirement doesn't come with do-overs. That's why I make these videos, so you can feel more confident, more prepared, and more at peace with the future. So today, we're going to talk about how to actually take money out of your savings in a way that helps it last. Because saving it is one thing, spending it is another. And I'll also share what to do when life throws curveballs, because let's be honest, it always does. Oh, and before we dive in, if you find these conversations helpful, hit that subscribe button. That way you'll see future videos where I cover other key pieces of retirement. Things like taxes, healthcare, and protecting your income. I'd love for you to be part of our community. Here's the thing. Retirement today looks nothing like it did for our parents. People are living longer than ever. Women especially. We women often live 5, 7, even 10 years longer than men. So if you retire at 65, there's a real chance you'll live into your 80s or 90s. 1 out of every 3 women today will live past 90. That's a 30-year retirement. Think about that. That's as long as many of us have worked. Imagine living on your paycheck for 30 years. That's what your savings has to do for you. And with those extra years come extra costs. More doctor visits, possibly higher insurance premiums, inflation making things even more expensive than ever, and just the little things that add up. Helping our kids, helping our grandkids, maintaining our home or our multiple homes, traveling while we still can. I had a client, Susan, who retired at 65, thinking she had more than enough. She had close to $1 million. She thought, I'm set. But by 82, she realized she could live another 15 years or more. And what looked like plenty didn't feel so plentiful anymore. That's the heart of longevity risk. It's not just about whether the money lasts, it's about whether it lasts as long as you do. You know what those extra years really mean? It's not just numbers on a page. It's another birthday party with your grandkids. It's more summers at the lake. It's more mornings waking up in your own home, in your own bed, with your own routine, just the way you like it. But here's the catch. Those years can either be full of freedom or full of stress. And the difference usually comes down to whether you have a plan. I have seen women enter their 80s and 90s still thriving, living life on their own terms. And I've seen others feeling trapped because the money side wasn't exactly thought through. That's why this conversation matters so much. It is not about math. It's about those extra years being years you actually get to enjoy. Now, you might have heard of something called the 4% rule. Basically, the 4% rule says you can take out 4% of your savings each year and feel pretty safe that your money will last. Sounds nice, right? Something we all would want. But here's the problem. That rule was designed in the 1990s. Back then, interest rates were higher. People didn't live as long. Healthcare wasn't eating up so much of the retirement cost. The world has changed, but the rule hasn't. Researchers recently looked at whether the 4% rule still works today, and they found something shocking. It only worked about half the time. Half. 50%. That's a coin toss. Imagine just flipping a coin to decide whether you'll run out of money in retirement. Heads, you're fine. Tails, you're broke. That's basically the 4% rule. And if you ask me, I wouldn't want that. Now let me ask you, would you feel comfortable flipping a coin to decide whether your money lasts in retirement? Yes or no? You can leave a quick comment below. I'd love to hear your take. Let's put it in real numbers. Say you retire with $750,000 saved. That's pretty good. 4% of that is $30,000 a year. Add Social Security, maybe a small pension, and it can look okay at first. But what if you live 30 years? What if that market takes a nosedive right after you retire? What if your healthcare needs triple? Suddenly, that so-called safe withdrawal number doesn't look so safe anymore. So while the 4% rule is fine as a starting point, it doesn't replace a plan built around your real, actual life. So what does work, and possibly what will work better, is let's keeping it simple. One of my favorite ways is what I call the 3-bucket approach. Bucket 1 is your money right now. It's enough for a couple years of everyday expenses, kept in cash or something really safe. Bucket 2 is your next few years of money. It's invested a little growing, but not too risky. Think 3 to 10 years out. Bucket 3 is your future money. It's invested for the long haul, so it keeps growing and keeps up with inflation. This way, when life happens, because we know it will, you're not forced to sell investments at the worst possible time. You're pulling from the safe bucket while the long-term bucket recovers. Another big piece is the order you take money out. A lot of people think there's one right way. Spend your savings here, then here, then here. But the truth is, it depends. Sometimes it makes sense to take a little from different places so you don't get hit with higher taxes or healthcare costs. And then there's flexible withdrawals. Instead of saying, I'll take this same amount every single year, no matter what, you can adjust. If the market's up, maybe you give yourself a little raise. If it's down, you might tighten your belt a little bit. That flexibility can stretch your money way further without making you feel deprived. Now, finally, let's talk about steady income. Make sure your basics, food, housing, healthcare, are covered by income you can count on, like Social Security, pensions, or annuities. That way, your investments are just for the extras, the fun stuff. Now, I did have a divorced client who was terrified of running out. Once we set her up so her basics were guaranteed, she told me she finally slept through the night again. That is what gave her that little bit of peace of mind she had been missing. She said, now, if I know I always have enough for essentials, everything else is just icing on the cake. Now, let's get real. Life doesn't go according to plan most of the time. Maybe the market tanks the year after you retire. Maybe you end up helping your adult children or possibly your grandkids more than you thought you might need to. And it's possible that maybe your health throws you a curveball. I'll never forget a client of mine. She was widowed. She thought her retirement was secure. Then her teenage granddaughter needed a safe place to live. Overnight, her expenses had doubled. She was terrified she was going to run out of money, but she wanted to take care of her granddaughter. But because we had set things up with that flexibility, she was able to absorb the changes without panic. That's the key, flexibility. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a plan that bends with life instead of breaking. When I think about retirement, I don't think about bank accounts. I think about mornings without an alarm clock. I think about having the freedom to say yes when a friend calls and asks you to join them, or to surprise your grandkids with something really special, memories they will not forget. Money by itself isn't the point. The point is the peace that it brings when you know the basics are covered, and the freedom it brings when you can enjoy the extras without second guessing yourself. That's what I want for every person I talk to. It's not just money that lasts, but a retirement that feels like yours. A season of life where you get to live with joy, with dignity, and with choices. And I just want to pause and say this. Retirement planning isn't really about money. It's about your life. The real goal isn't just to make your money last, it's to make your life meaningful in the years ahead. That is why I deeply care about this, because it's not just dollars and cents, it's your story, your freedom, and your peace. So here's the bottom line. None of us can predict the future, but you can create a plan that helps your money last and gives you the confidence to enjoy life instead of worrying about it. Whether you're married, divorced, widowed, or figuring this out on your own, you deserve to feel secure in your future. If you'd like help putting a plan together that's designed around your life, reach out. I'd be honored to walk through it with you. And before you go, make sure you hit to subscribe. In other videos on this channel, I share more ways to protect not just your money, but your peace of mind.